In college football, these commander-in-chief games just mean more.
Listen, it's an emotional game.
This is about so much more than just football.
For Army, their second season starts now. They go for their third straight win over Air Force.
They go for step one toward reclaiming Commander-in-Chief's trophy.
Air Force is riding one of college football's most explosive offenses. They're gunning for a share of the trophy.
The stakes are high.
Each looking to prove something today.
Touchdown, Air Force! This game is bananas.
The end zone, touchdown, Army! Incredible! Oh, goodness, what a game this is! College football on CBS Sports is presented by USAA. Army, Air Force, Commander-in-Chief game. Here come the Falcons and a sellout in Colorado Springs. Hi, everybody. I'm Rich Waltz, along with Ross Tucker. Tiffany Blackman will join us shortly. Pick an adjective here, right? Intense, emotional. We just saw that. And critical, pivotal. You can do it nonstop.
Well, for both teams, right? For Air Force, the vast majority of their players have never really contributed on the field to a victory in one of these CIC games, which means this would be the biggest win of their collegiate careers. For Army, they had that great season last year, but they did not win the CIC trophy. That pains them, which is why they know they need to win today to try to get that trophy back.
It was a great season, the greatest season in the modern era. But this year, 12-2 last year, 3-4 this year. Heartbreaking losses. Tarleton State, North Texas, and Tulane. Through all of it, though, they found their quarterback in Cade Helms.
And I think he really cemented that he's their guy in their last game against Tulane. He had a career high, both running and passing. This is a guy that has 80 carries combined against Kansas State and Tulane. He has a similar style to last year's quarterback in Bryson Daly. He is going to be physical. Meanwhile, for Air Force, Liam Zarka has been nothing short of spectacular. 100 yards rushing in 5 straight games. All you need to know about what Zarka's done is the Air Force offense is putting up numbers across the board that they have not done since the 1980s. They have been that good on offense.
And the first CIC game is always special for a player at the academy. And with more on that, we say hi to Tiffany Blackman. Hi, Tiff.
Hey, Rich. Well, when we spoke with Cale Helms, the Army quarterback, about going into this week, he said, I woke up Sunday morning just feeling different. He told us he is pumped and excited to be playing in his first CIC game, trying to lead this team to a victory, but that it's also about what this game means. He said we are playing for so much more. The American people are going to be watching, and everybody on this team wants to make sure they do a good job representing the men and women who have came and served before us. Rich?
Well, Tiff, Army has done a really good job in these games. Jeff Monken has won 4 of the last 7 CIC trophies, and he's beaten Air Force 6 of the last 8 games. Troy Calhoun in his 19th season. And of course, Air Force leads all the academies with 21 CIC wins, so he wins games in this matchup. And the weather's important here. Yeah, it's a little chilly. It's 10 a.m. here Mountain Time, but only a 4-mile-an-hour wind. And Ross Tucker, that should be advantage Air Force.
Well, no question. With the way Liam Zarka and Air Force have been throwing the football, the less wind, the better.
Air Force won the toss. They defer. Army will receive. Air Force gets the football. The cadets who ran into the stadium, took their seats, are ready to go. Jaden Mays, Lloyd Benson III are back. And we are at altitude, so it's a good day to kick the football. Cale Helms, what do you got on this guy?
He is fun to watch. He's not quite as big as Bryson Daly was the last couple of years, but he plays like he thinks he is. It's funny talking with the coaches, even though he had those 41 carries against Kansas State and 39 in their last game against Tulane, he wants the ball. He says on the speaker to the coaches, run me, run me, run me.
Second in the nation in rushing, 275 yards a game is Army. And of course, as we told you, Air Force, a young defense, and they'll keep it on the ground with the first carry. Mikhail Sykin tackles Hayden Reeds. Army's offense, every one of these academy teams has a Swiss Army knife weapon. Noah Short is that for Army.
It's funny, they really do. They each have a guy that plays in the slot that they want to try to move around, get the ball in their hands. By far the most explosive playmaker for the Black Knights. Noah Short runs a 10-600. He can fly.
Cody Worley, their offensive coordinator, said, we are going to force feed him today. Helms, and there you go, Short with the catch. And he's tackled and stopped. And this young defense rising up. Dallas Daly from his linebacker spot. Now the defense is really young, especially in the secondary.
Well, you're right. They started 3 freshmen and 2 sophomores in their last game against Wyoming. The safety position is so critical in these CIC games. And Max Mustel, as his teammate and linebacker Blake Fletcher told us, is right out of basic. He was in basic training this summer. He's a true freshman, did not go to the prep school. He came here direct, has to have a big game like he did against Wyoming.
And this defense coming off their best game of the season against Wyoming. To the air, and Helms looking for Short again, overthrows him. And even the cadets know that defense is crucial for Air Force. That's a 3 and out to start the day.
Well, he was wide open. Army got exactly what they wanted. It's going to be right side of your screen. He's wide open on the out route, and Helms is just too fired up. That reminds me of, those old Packers games where Brett Favre's first throw would go 10 yards over the guy's head. I think Helms got a little bit too much excitement right now.
Fair catch called for and made there at the 24-yard line. That was Cade Harris. It is a little chilly. Perfect football weather in early November. Liam Zarka has just flashed onto the scene and been balling out since.
It's really unbelievable when you think of his numbers. They are 3rd in passing efficiency. I mean, you see the rushing numbers, but 3rd in passing efficiency behind only Ohio State and Indiana, the top 2 teams in the country.
Zarka is running for 104, throwing for 151. That's Cade Harris, and that's the weapon that Air Force's offense has. And there's new wrinkles to this offense, including a tight end that catches a lot of balls.
Well, you and I had the privilege of calling the Air Force-Navy game a month ago, and Bruin Fleischman was outstanding in that game. Had a career high across the board. We'll see whether or not he can do that again here today against Army.
And for Zarka, this is just his 5th career start. He has 5 straight 100-yard rushing games. The fullback through. And that's Dylan Carson, and that's a first down. Caleb Fortner made the stop for Army. And the defense, it's great to have Cody Harris Miller up front back.
And just in the nick of time. Harris Miller hasn't played since the first game. He is their best run-stuffing nose tackle. And the guy that had been filling his spot, Jacob Tuioti, is out and unavailable today. So that will be a key spot to watch, see just how much Harris Miller can give the Black Knights today.
Around in, it's Harris again. He has the edge. And he's blasted out of bounds at the 47. That's right at the stick. It looks like a first down. Colin Madison with the stop.
Both teams told us to expect the unexpected. You want to have plays where you're misdirection. Fleischman gets out there. Army wanted a holding call against his block on Casey Larkin. It was tough. Watch Harris finish the run. He's not going out of bounds. This is the Army Air Force game. He's going for every inch he can.
It is a first down. They mark it at the 48. First possession for Air Force. 3 and out for Army to start. Zarka fakes right, goes left, and is hit right at the 49-yard line. That's Madison again. Nate Woody is the defensive coordinator for Army. His success against Air Force is astounding.
It's unbelievable. Air Force hasn't scored more than 17 against Army since 2017. They haven't scored a touchdown since 9 minutes left in the third quarter in 2022, although he didn't want to hear anything about him having Air Force. He said, don't say that. I don't have their number.
He was very quick on the trigger with that. Harris with his 3rd touch already, and he flies across midfield. He gets to about the 47. This is going to be a mid-sized third down and a long 4, maybe 5.
This part of the field right here, 3rd and medium. This absolutely could be 4-down territory, although you know Calhoun might want to play the field position game. What does that mean? That means whereas every other team would definitely throw it here, Air Force could elect to run it.
On a pitch and stuffed at the 47. Boy, Harris, a lot of touches. Army with a big stop, and here comes the punt unit.
Well, it's not 4-down territory if you lose yardage on 3rd down. I think Air Force thought that Army would be expecting pass with how well Air Force has thrown the football this year. So they tried to run it, either get the 1st down or get close enough to go for it on 4th down. Terrific play by the academic All-American Andon Thomas to force Air Force to punt.
Luke Freer has been one of the best punters in the country. He has not had a touchback until there. Oh, it looked like it hit the goal line. It checked up, and it is coming out. It just touched the goal line. And we're underway, a Commander-in-Chief trophy game on a glorious morning here in Colorado Springs. Defense has the edge over Air Force's defense, which has given up a lot of points and a lot of yards in the Mountain West. Shorts in motion. He had 2 targets on that 3 and out. Helms, and again, short, and again, he's blasted. Boy, Air Force is just flying to the football right now. That's Peyton Zadroik with the hit, a loss of 5.
And watch Daly, too, the linebacker number 8. As soon as he sees flow, he's gone. Watch. Okay, that's my read. I'm going to beat the block of the fullback read. Bam! Lower the boom on Noah Short. These guys know each other so well that as soon as Daly sees the read, sees its option, he's gone. And because Hayden Reed can no longer cut low, that becomes almost an impossible block.
And it's 2nd and 15. Army can throw it, but not as well, certainly, as Air Force. Samari Howard in motion. Helms with his first carry, and he is a power-running quarterback. And he's out to the 23, and that's where they'll spot it. Nick Toth, safeties coach, calling the defensive plays today.
This is his 3rd game calling the defense, and they were clearly better against Wyoming in their last game a couple weeks ago. I had a chance to talk with Nick on the field before the game. He was the D coordinator and called the defense for years for Fresno State back from 2012 to 2016. A little bit different now, though, because you know, when you take over midway through the season like this, it's not necessarily his defense that he's calling.
And it's such a young secondary with true freshmen and sophomores in it. 3rd down 7 over the middle, and it's incomplete. In and out of the hands of Parker Pulaski, the Army tight end.
This is why the negative yardage on 1st down is so critical. Army does not want to be an obvious passing down. That's a good throw there from Helms, but Pulaski was well covered. Even if he catches it, he's short of the line of the game. Army can throw it, but they really throw it well when the defense isn't expecting pass. 3rd and 7's not their bag.
Wagonseller, 2nd punt. Harris trying to get away from it, does pick it up, and then is popped out of bounds. That's right.
Harris gets to the white. Once those feet hit in the white, and we see Walter here, once he initiates, you know, if you just stop right there with the contact just because he hits the white, they may let that go or should maybe let it go. But once he finishes him the way he does, I think you want to have a flag there, fellas, for unnecessary roughness.
The shocking thing to me is that that was on the Air Force sideline. You almost always get that call when it's on your own sideline.
No flag. Drive starts. Air Force at the 29. Zarka trying to get going. He has sprinter-type speed, and he gets out to the 35. That's a gain of about 6. And we check in with Tiffany Blackmon.
Well, hey, guys, already we're seeing the emotions just kind of overflowing in this game. And you can see how much these CIC games mean to these players. They've all talked about how you walk a little bit differently after playing in these. And then Peyton Zadroik on Air Force, he had told us these games are the equivalent of being their Super Bowl. They all want to win it for their seniors, too, guys.
And Tiff, add to that both teams have had a bye coming into this, right? So the preparation, the intensity, and the anticipation quite high. Harris again. Army is dialed in on him. That's Andon Thomas introducing himself.
I love these linebackers for both teams. Watch Andon Thomas, okay? He keys and diagnoses and then seeks and destroys. He sees it. He's not going slow. He undercuts the block from Cooley. The center for Air Force, Cooley, that's his responsibility. He was not expecting Andon Thomas to backdoor him. That means going behind him. Cooley needs to slow down a little bit and make sure he gets a piece of Andon Thomas, who's already on fire in this game.
They're down 4. Zarka looking, flips it out. Fleischman with the catch, and he's across the 45. Bruin Fleischman, 16 catches already this year.
And it felt like half of those were against Navy a month ago. Just a little bit of fake in the backfield to get the second-level defenders to have to honor the run, and then a perfect pass leading Fleischman. That's one of the big differences between these two teams. In obvious passing situations, Air Force has a major edge.
21 yards on the throw and the catch, 44-yard line of Army. On the ground with Owen Allen, his first touch to the 42-yard line. That's a gain of a couple. Armed Forces football proudly supported by the Exchange. Jeff Monken and Army haven't been here since 2019. Troy Calhoun and Air Force always play so well here. They played 2 games in Arlington in 01 and 22, and in 23 Army played up in Denver against Air Force. Another good throw, that's Harris, his 3rd target. And it'll be a short 3rd down. Let's see where they mark it. So the Cadets haven't seen Army around here since 2019.
3rd and about 2.5. If you're Air Force, you got to be thinking maybe let's call it 3. You got to be thinking we got 2 runs to get 3 yards. A lot of times in these situations, it's quarterback run to get that extra blocker in front of Zarka.
Allen in the backfield. Zarka follows him and bursts across the left side. He's really close. I don't know that he has it. Dylan Stowers made the stop. Let's see where the spot is.
He's definitely short. Air Force is going to go for it. They should go for it. It was exactly as I described. It was the quarterback lead play following the fullback up through the hole. Now, you know my philosophy here, Rich. When it's less than a yard, I'm a big fan of the quarterback sneak. They're going under center here, at least at the start.
Remember, Cody Harris-Miller, the nose tackle, is back, and he's a good one for Army. It's Zarka. He chooses the right side, and he's got it. That's a first down. And the drive continues.
Man, I'm feeling like Tony Romo right now. Just called back-to-back plays. Quarterback lead on 3rd down, quarterback sneak on 4th down. It's the right call by Calhoun, and this is a little bit more what people are used to when they watch Air Force Army, not some of these throws that we've already had from Zarka on this drive.
Owen Allen and Cade Frew now in the backfield. Zarka, little lead pitch to Frew. And again, Army, Casey Larkin coming up in support. That's another loss of yardage.
This is the problem with running the option against the other service academies. They see it so much that they're going to trigger so quickly. What does that mean? As soon as they identify it even could be option, they are flying up the field. Owen Allen, the lead back there, had almost no chance. If anything, could have taken a little bit of a flatter angle. Larkin is the best pro prospect for the Black Knights.
This looks like a reverse. It's Harris. He gets inside one tackler, trying to get to the edge, and Army strings him out. Madison, sideline to sideline. And a long 3rd down coming up.
Really well played there by the Black Knights. You'll see that Eric Ford up there, number 40, he at least made Harris cut in. Harris was too fast for Andon Thomas, but Madison, the safety, saw it all the way and made another good play. Really impressed thus far by the linebacker and safety play for the Black Knights. 3rd and a long way for Air Force. You wonder if they just want to try to get a closer field goal attempt here.
They're about 5 yards from their target line here, and Zarka gets it to the 35. So this would be somewhat of an ambitious kick with a first-year kicker in Reagan Tubbs, whose longest is a 40-yarder.
He is coming off a game against Wyoming in which he made 3 field goals. 2 of those were into the wind. There's no wind right now. I think this is the right decision. If you punt it, Rich, you're probably only going to get about 15 yards of field position. Whereas at least if you kick a field goal, you have a chance.
This is 52 yards. He does have a strong leg. Gets into it and got it. Troy Calhoun and Air Force. The cadets are happy. On the board. Commander-in-Chief game. A little adrenaline. 52 yards. No problem.
When you make your dip super creamy with Hellmann's, your new boyfriend can know nothing about football.
Ooh, But hey, we're in Colorado at the foot of the Rockies. It can change in the blink of an eye.
I mean, look at that.
Yeah, well, that's the adrenaline. He just hit a 52-yarder, so he really ripped that one. All right, let's take a look at the Armed Forces Greatest Legends, brought to you by The Exchange. 1963, Ross Tucker. Second all-time Army Air Force meeting. There were 76,000 at Soldier Field in Chicago. Ken Waldrop led the Black Knights to a 14-10 win with a 78-yard punt return. The go-ahead touchdown, 4th down with under 2 minutes left, and had a game-clinching interception. Have a day. Waldrop was awarded a Silver Star for his brave and heroic acts after the game in his service during the Vietnam War. Army now trying to get going. Briggs Bartosh is rolling down the sideline, and Bartosh well into Air Force territory, and a huge gain for Army.
Watch, here they come. It's the left side. Awesome blocking by the left side of the offensive line, and Bartosh is a guy they are really high on. They've got some young backs that have some unique physical ability. He is only a sophomore, but he's as explosive as anybody they have in the backfield.
38 yards on that run. Bartosh again, same side. This time, he carves out about 7 yards. Mikhail Sykin made the stop.
So it's interesting because Bartosh just started now to get some playing time. It's been a lot of Hayden Reed and Carson Smith, and quite frankly, Army has not gotten enough from that position. You think about what Kanye Udo did for them last year. Obviously, Kanye has transferred to Arizona State, but they need more at that position, and Bartosh gave it to him.
Helms keeps. Again, staying to the left side. Flag comes down from the back judge. That's a tremendous throw by the official. That's about a 25 or 30-yard toss of the flag.
You know, now that you say that, I've never actually tried to throw one of those things. I don't know how far I could throw it.
Well, we'll ask Gene about technique later in the show.
Oh, illegal low block, okay.
Always something officials in a academy game are on the lookout for.
Personal foul, illegal low block, offense number 44, 15-yard penalty, second down.
It's Parker Pulaski, the tight end.
Well, that's interesting.
All right, Ross, here. Look at that. See, there's the mechanics.
Good form.
Good release. And that traveled about 25, almost 30 yards in the air.
And the reason why that matters is they try to throw the flag exactly where the spot of the foul was so that they can properly identify what the options are in terms of marking off the play or not.
Well, this is a 2nd down and 20. Helms, who likes the contact. He says, bring it on. He went to Jeff Monken in the last game. He was, I mean, look, 41 carries at K-State, 38 carries against Tulane. He said, give me the ball, let me run it.
Well, and the problem for Army is they cannot typically overcome negative yardage plays. This is the 2nd series in a row where they have to overcome a big loss here. 3rd and 13. This will be interesting. Do they try to get all 13 yards, or kind of like Air Force, are they trying to get a closer field goal?
Or are they going to have an exotic set like this? Their target line for a field goal is about 6 yards away. Helms loads up, fires to the end zone, short, caught, touchdown! How about that for a third down conversion?
Well, they had a lineman up here at the top, a lineman, but then Noah Short's just going to run against only 2 deep coverage there. So Pulaski stops, goes, and Noah Short goes deep. The safety should be there. Man, that feels like the Navy game all over again. That time it was Mustell, the true freshman, who got fooled. It's 2 deep coverage. He can't let Short get behind him.
And in these commander-in-chief games, the offensive coordinators will cook up stuff they've never used and the opponent has never seen. And I would bet this is a great example. Noah Short from Cale Helms, and Army grabs the lead. College football on CBS Sports, presented by USAA.
What? T-Mobile saying they're the best by using a bunch of random awards? Not all awards are the same. Some are questionable. Trust me, I got a bunch. I might as well.
Rich, that's why these teams throw out some different exotic formations. All they're trying to do is get the defense to just hesitate for a split second, just to have to communicate a little bit more. When there's 2 offensive linemen split out to the left side, Max Mustell, the true freshman safety, he's communicating, okay, you're there, you're there. It just slows you down a little bit when you have to have that extra communication.
2nd down and 3, Zarka straight ahead, and Zarka busts a couple tackles, and he's out to the 44-yard line. Army's linebackers and safeties have really tackled well so far.
They have, and I think this is going to be the focal point of Air Force's offense. Running the ball with Zarka. Anytime you run with the quarterback, you have an extra blocker. It gives you an advantage. Plus, quite frankly, he's probably their best ball carrier, and it's win or go home for Air Force. They have not won one of these games since the first game of 2023.
On the ground there, Owen Allen, and Jaden Mays makes the stop. Andon Thomas there as well. And you wonder when Mike Thiessen, Air Force offensive coordinator, is going to take a shot here.
It's a good point. They had a bunch of success throwing the ball deep at times against Navy. You know, one of the things that makes this Army defense pretty darn good is they've got 2 senior safeties that have both played a lot of football. As you see, Mike Thiessen, the offensive coordinator for Air Force, is up there in the box.
He was a great quarterback himself here at Air Force. 2nd down, Zarka throwing on the run, caught there, that's Harris, and he's out of bounds. Zarka throws so well on the run. He is just incredibly dynamic.
I think it's going to be the Zarka show. If he's not running, they're going to have him on the move, throwing the football again. Even when there's people around him, he's able to get rid of the football. Love the route combination there. Cade Harris is wide open. Air Force identifying that Army is playing a pretty soft zone coverage. That underneath stuff should be there.
And that drought dates back to 2022, and Zarka goes down. Ball is loose. Air Force has it. Jack Bossum came flying in, the sophomore out of Annapolis.
Bossum, 99, is by far the best pass rusher for Army. Watch, inside move. He's going to loop all the way around. Just keep looping. That's called being a ball player. And eventually he ends up at Zarka. Air Force fortunate to retain possession there.
Carson in the backfield, and Zarka is met rudely at midfield. Gets to the 49 of Army. This is going to be an ambitious 3rd down now for Air Force. Andon Thomas says hello again.
What a story he is, by the way. 3.9 GPA in chemical engineering. He's a finalist for the Campbell Trophy, the academic Heisman. Plus he leads them in tackles, might even have a chance at the next level. Absolutely loved our conversation with him yesterday. He was not thinking military at all, Rich. Then he went to West Point for a visit and he said, these are the people I aspire to be like when I'm older. I'm going here.
Blitz comes. Zarka with time. Fires over the middle and it's incomplete. Jonah Dawson, the intended receiver, and Air Force is going to have to punt. And for Zarka, his first miss. He's now 4 of 5 for 43 yards.
Yeah, let's start with the unbelievable blitz pick. Watch Carson come across the formation. Bam! He chops down Fortner.
Army has the lead and the ball.
I mean, how much of a Longhorn fan is he, though, if he's here and not watching that game? I guess he's still supporting his squad.
A lot of Texas players on the academy teams. Navy, Army, Air Force. Bartosh had a few nice runs on that last drive. Corey Johnson this time fills the spot, makes the stop at the 18. Armed Forces football proudly supported by USAA. Yeah, and there's a pretty good contingent here from Army.
All of these pre-snap shifts, motions, all designed to get Air Force communicating, try to make them hesitate.
A lot of responsibility with this first-year starting quarterback, and Helms runs into Dallas Daly. This will be 3rd down and about 4.
They do this, both teams do this a lot. Watch all of the guys that move around before the play. All 4 eligibles except for the back in the backfield, they're all moving around. What does that mean? That means the Air Force defenders have to be talking and changing what the tendency is, what they're looking for. If they're talking and communicating, you might get just enough hesitation that somebody isn't in their gap. Here comes another one. That's called trading the offensive tackle. Now they have unbalance to the right.
3rd down 4. That's short of the first down. Aiden Schwartz makes the stop for Air Force.
This is interesting right here because it's 4th and 1. Jeff Monken very often goes by the analytics book. And I'm pretty confident the analytics book will say to go for it on 4th and less than 1. But this is also very risky when you're backed up in your territory. For Army, this is typically quarterback sneak or quarterback lead. Interesting to see them do this out of a gun. They have 2 linemen split to the bottom of the screen here again.
Or a quick kick. Nope, over center. And the sneak. He looks like he got it. He falls over. Helms kind of twisted, but the mark is going to be crucial here. That's a first down.
Wow. That's a lot of window dressing for a quarterback sneak, and Fletcher almost stopped him. Blake Fletcher, the junior linebacker from Racine, Wisconsin. He didn't let all of that other stuff bother him. He still was ready for the sneak, but as you can see, Helms leads all quarterbacks around the country in quarterback sneaks across the board. As you know, Rich, one of my favorite plays. It is the best play for short yardage and goal line situations.
On the ground, and Bartosh again to the 32. That's Cody Worley, was a quarterback at Furman, spent 6 years at Kennesaw State. He's also the quarterback coach. This is his 2nd year as the offensive coordinator. And Bartosh now with 53 yards on 4 carries.
And give Worley credit for a couple things. Number 1, giving the ball to Bartosh more, but number 2, they've now gotten Air Force twice with splitting those offensive linemen out wide.
Army ahead of the chains here on 2nd and 3. Bartosh right side, slips a tackle, not that one. Coming up to get him.
But you said it right, Rich. He made one guy miss. The other Army backs, they had not been doing this a lot. He makes Mustel, the true freshman, miss, then Levi Brown is able to get him down, but not until he gets another 1.5 yards. Puts Army in 3rd and 1. They love this. Again, maybe too far for a sneak. Wouldn't be surprised if this is quarterback lead. Watch Helms follow Rendina, 33.
And Helms bursts across. He's 5'10", 205 out of Tomball, Texas. Corey Johnson the stop.
It's just zone blocking to the right. Rendina gets the kick-out block, and the corner's not going to make that tackle short of the line to gain. Even if the corner does make the tackle, Helms going to fall forward for a couple yards.
Helms now 22 yards on 5 carries. And now Jeff Monken with the lead, trying to do what Army does best, and that's eat up clock, chew up yards. Play action. Helms, another deep shot for short, and it looks like he's held, and 2 flags are down. Corey Johnson on the coverage.
Pass interference, defense number 2, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
The shame of it is he panicked. I thought he had pretty good coverage. I mean, he's running with him stride for stride. It's obviously an uncomfortable feeling when you don't have safety help in the middle. He doesn't have safety help. He's not going to have it because the safeties have run responsibilities. So if you're Corey Johnson there, just stay running and make a play on the football. Don't give him the free 15 yards.
God's Power Wawihe is in the ball game. Number 7, a freshman, high school quarterback. They've turned him into a running back.
And boy, oh boy, are they excited about him.
The previous foul is the 38-yard line. The 15-yard penalty. We had to adjust the yardage. It's first down.
Wawihe and Bartosh, they are the future of the B-back position at Army.
And they're completely different runners. That's the first carry of his career, and Wawihe has stood up after a gain of about a yard. And we check in with Tiffany Blackman.
Hey, you all were just talking about God's Power Wawihe, and they call him GP. When we talked to offensive coordinator Cody Worley about him, well, he was so high on him. He said he's phenomenal, that he came in as a quarterback, but that during their first bye week, he noticed some skills that really popped, and so did the defensive guys on this team, too. So they said that 7, he's different, and he can be a spark for them. They're going to try to get him that ball, and we just saw that.
They are. You know what's interesting? I'll be curious to see how many more carries he gets because he was very hesitant and tentative on that run. I don't know if that's what Army's looking for.
Blitz comes, and Helms delays through the line to the 45 to gain of another yard. Blake Fletcher, a terrific linebacker for Air Force, made the stop. This is a 3rd down and about 8.
Said it before, Rich. I'm going to say it again. 3rd and 7 is not ideal for Army because their offensive linemen are not great in obvious passing situations, which you would think this would be typically. But Army, as they move, here it comes again. 2 offensive linemen, top of the screen to the right. Air Force is not adjusted to it well so far.
And Helms, all kinds of time, scrambling right side, not going to get there, and Air Force stops him. Jalen Reese coming up from his linebacker spot.
You know, it's interesting because Helms ran over to the right where his offensive linemen are, but the offensive linemen are trained not to go downfield because it might be a pass. So they're not going downfield. 4th and 6, it looks like Monken's going to punt. I think this is the right decision. It's too far for a field goal. 6 yards is asking a lot with Army's passing offense. You have the lead. You're controlling the game. I like the call by Monken to try to pin Air Force deep.
Wagenseller waits. The Gunners get some depth, and that pays off.
Perfect.
Right at the 2. How about that?
It's the 3rd straight quarterback run here for Zarka to get the first.
It's 3rd and 2. Right side Zarka. And extra effort. Looks like he has the first down.
Man, that's gigantic. The last thing Air Force could afford to do is punt the ball back to Army, let them get it at middle of field. You see him put the left hand down there, really subtle. As you can see, football, lacrosse, track. He actually started flying this summer, trying to get some of his hours in. He wants to be a pilot. I guess he went to the right place.
And if he takes a lot of hits today, his dad's a chiropractor, so that could help. Harris, a little quick toss to him. He's been a focal point for the defense so far for Army, and they swallow him up after a gain of only 2.
Harris is one of only a couple of 5th-year guys for Air Force. Doesn't happen very often, but he got hurt, lost a year of eligibility. So he took his semester off. He's back this semester, but because he's a 5th-year guy, he already knows his assignment. He's a logistics major, and he'll start his military career up at Malmstrom in Great Falls, Montana.
His best game this year 8 catches, 177 yards against Boise State. Fleischman in motion there. Zarka looking to throw. Sets, fires, short, and it is picked! Did he get it? Yes! That's an interception. Casey Larkin away with the ball. The officials conferring now, but Army has a big turnover.
Let's see if he got his hands under it. Hands under it. Yeah, that left hand under, and he rolls over. That's a terrific interception by Larkin, and exactly what the Black Knights needed. They are right back in business on offense.
When holiday inspiration sparks, there's only one thing to do.
It's our first holiday here, so we're keeping it simple.
Simply decorating everything.
Jeff Monken said he really liked how they settled in, that the Casey Larkin interception was huge, and that the guys just got to keep it up. It's a bloodbath out there.
Great stuff, Tiff. All right, we'll see what adjustments Mike Thiessen makes. He's known as a really good OC when it comes to that. And it's Zarka coming over the right side. Colin Madison had a terrific first half. He makes the tackle, and it's a gain of 3.
So impressed by the discipline of this Black Knight defense. Everything there, Rich, went to the left. All of Air Force's other backs, the linemen, they all went left. They thought they could get Zarka running right instead in a misdirection. But the Air Force defenders, or the Army defenders, I should say, were not fooled.
Nate Woody, the defensive coordinator, hasn't given up a touchdown to Air Force since 2022. Zarka play action. This one is on the money and caught there. Jonah Dawson, and it's out to the 45. And let's see if Air Force opens up the playbook.
Army came with a corner blitz. They brought Jabril Williams off the edge. So this is so smart by Zarka. If they're bringing the corner over off the edge from that side, they're going to be late or short a guy the other way. Dawson was being covered by a safety who couldn't get there in time.
Owen Allen with the carry, and Allen to the 50-yard line. That's a gain of 4. This is an explosive offense. They're averaging 472 yards a game. They're scoring 36 a game. The problem is, for Troy Calhoun, his defense from Mountain West play has been giving up 37 points a game.
Well, and what did Nate Woody, the D coordinator for Army, say to us yesterday? We just can't give up the explosive plays. Can't let a 7-yard run be 37. Can't let them throw it over the top of our heads. So far, so good for Army as far as that's concerned.
Zarka caught there. The other thing that caught my ear that he said was, we can't let the playmakers make the big plays. And so far, Zarka and Cade Harris are the playmakers. They haven't hit the big one yet.
3rd and 4 is where Air Force likes to be. You know, you would think if they get 3 yards for sure, but even 2 yards, I think they would strongly consider going for it. I'm looking for quarterback run here. When they really need to have it, they like the ball being in Zarka's hands.
Zarka with a quick pitch there. That's Harris to the right side, has the first down, has more, and tumbles across the 30. Caleb Fortner made the stop. There's a big play.
Well, I think Army... The crazy thing about Bossom, only a sophomore, he is from Annapolis. Look at that.
I know.
Annapolis, Maryland. And Army got him to go up there to West Point rather than staying in town and playing for the midshipmen.
When he comes home for the holidays, he's got to keep it quiet. Inside the 25, down to the 24-yard line. So this Air Force drive starting the second half. Troy Calhoun and the Falcons, they're 2-5, but they've scored a lot of points and churned up a lot of yards. 51 yards on 7 plays on this drive. You can see total yards after that first quarter. Can they get in the end zone? Zarka on 3rd and 3, keeps it and has it. That's a first down. Caleb Fortner, the stop for Army.
That's just quarterback power. You'll see the left guard, Falk, come around, go up into the hole, gets enough of Fortner that Zarka's able to get the first down. You said it, really nice clock-eating drive here for Air Force, but it can't end in 3. They're not going to win this game kicking 3 more field goals.
Remember, they missed a 40-yarder in the final seconds of the first half. Owen Allen in the backfield. Harris comes around. This time he cuts inside. And he gets down to about the 17. Andon Thomas, the stop. We're in the Verizon red zone. And this is where Air Force is really good. Best in the Mountain West. And that's touchdown percentage. Over 76%.
When you get down near the red zone, there's not as much space to throw the ball. So the two things I'm thinking right now, obviously Air Force is running it pretty good. I'm thinking quarterback run and or play action pass because of the success Air Force is having running it.
2nd and 5. Ooh, Cade Flew is popped. Caleb Fortner was there.
I mean, these linebackers for Army are not messing around. Watch Caleb Fortner come over here, read it, navigate his way through the blocks, makes Falk miss, and then bam! You want to stay on the back hip of the running back. He didn't overrun it, stayed on the back hip, sets up a critical 3rd down. Probably too long for Air Force to try to run it here. Zarka's going to have to make a stick throw.
Fortner's got 7 tackles on 3rd and 7. Zarka in traffic, and it's picked again! Gavin Shields! And look at the Army sideline! Zarka looking backside, fires it, and a nice pattern and throw. Jonah Dawson emerging as a weapon for Air Force.
He really is. He made some plays against Navy as well. Watch, all the flow goes to your left. Everything's going left. That's why they throw it back right. That happens all the time for Air Force on tape. And Dawson's fired up. Didn't like taking that shot on the sideline there.
47-yard line of Army. Owen Allen to the 44, and we check in with Tiffany Blackman.
Guys, I was over on the Air Force sideline after Liam Zarka's 2nd interception, and I was watching for his reaction as he came to the bench. Normally you see a quarterback after that visibly frustrated. Not him. He was calm, cool, collected, put his headset on, and over on their sideline, they're yelling, keep going, as if it never happened.
Tiff, that's good stuff. That's Troy Calhoun told us yesterday. It's one of the best things about this young man. Makes a mistake, he plays the next play, and it doesn't affect him. Flags are down. Zarka is as well. That's at the 42-yard line of Army. If this is against Air Force, it'd be interesting to see what Army does. It wasn't a huge gain. Do they want the down or do they take the yards?
Illegal formation, offense, more than 4 in the backfield. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
So there's nobody. Look at the top of the screen. Somebody has to be covering the offensive tackle up there. So someone to the left of the offensive tackle has to be on the line of scrimmage. You need 7 guys on the line of scrimmage. Air Force only had 6. The left tackle was not covered by an eligible receiver.
So 2nd and 12. Play clock's down. Zarka hunting for a hole. Finds one. Slithers out and gets down to the 41. Madison with another tackle. It's an 8-yard gain. It takes a bite out of the distance to get a first down. And as you pointed out a few times in this spot, it's 4-down territory. Helms and Zarka. There's your comparison.
Look at Zarka to the right. Does that not look like the quarterback of Air Force? I mean, that uniform, the haircut,
So if they make
he looks like Iceman in Top Gun, or Glenn Powell in whatever the new one is, Maverick. Looks like right out of Central Casting.
Zarka, left side. He hasn't busted a big one, but he continues to get decent yardage. And this is a first down. Armed Forces football proudly supported by Bud Light.
They got something. No, sorry, Rich, go ahead.
Zarka now 62 yards on 18 carries.
They got something going right now with this offensive line. That's back-to-back plays where they had some huge holes for Zarka. He's close to breaking a long one. Army needs to tighten up defensively.
First and 10. Allen on the ground. Eric Ford the first to get him. Gain of 3. For Army, their first visit here since 2019. The two teams played, in 21 and 22 down in Arlington, in Dallas in 23. Big day numbers-wise for Air Force, but 2 turnovers and the inability to stick it in the end zone, which has haunted them for the last 3 years against Army. Has Army on top. Zarka bites off another big chunk to the 23-yard line. And a short third down for Air Force.
Air Force is winning the line of scrimmage right now. It brings up third and short again, which is where they would want to be. I would expect Air Force to go for it here, even if they're short, because of the field goal issues they've had. Plus, we talked about, they're already down to 18 minutes.
Saw Nate Woody, the defensive coordinator. He has had Air Force's number. Zarka picking his way down the line. And I don't know that he hit it. It's close at the 21. Bossum made the stop, and it is a first down.
They got just enough push on that right side. Bossum, 99, ends up making the tackle again, but he had gotten knocked back a couple of yards before he scraped over the top. That's a big conversion for Air Force. A lot of times after a big conversion like that, it's a good time for a play-action pass right after that.
4.5 minutes on this drive, and Air Force. Zarka, again a nice run, again 6 to 7 yards. Second down. They're in the red zone. We told you Air Force in the red zone is the best in their conference, in the Mountain West Conference. So far, they're 0 for 1. And of course, the turnover on their last drive. The red zone brought to you by Verizon.
Man, there are some collisions out there. Jeff Monken, Army head coach, called it a bloodbath, and I'm seeing a couple car accidents on every play.
This is Owen Allen to the 10, and that's a first down. This is old school Air Force right now.
Look at that stat.
Yeah, but 3 points as a result.
This is an old school Air Force drive right now. Army's the one that's had the terrific time of possession this year, leading college football with over 36 minutes. But Air Force is controlling the line of scrimmage and the clock right now.
10th play of the drive. First and goal from just inside the 10. Allen, maybe 2.
The interesting thing here, Rich, is whether or not Calhoun would kick the field goal. I guess it depends on how many yards away they are on fourth down. But in these games, you have limited possessions. So you kick a field goal here, you still need a touchdown to take the lead.
From the 8, Zarka spinning inside the 5, falls to the 3.
That is an unbelievable stat. No touchdowns last 32 possessions. Put that in perspective. 9 minutes, 32 seconds in the third quarter in 2022, the last time Air Force scored a touchdown. They do not have to run a play here at the end of the quarter. They could take it down.
Zarka himself. Zarka is in! And a hallelujah from the Air Force crowd. 3 years in waiting, finally a touchdown.
Got 2 awesome blocks right at the point of attack. This is Service Academy football. Watch the right guard pull Tarasio, and then the back. This is bam, bam, thank you, ma'am, touchdown, Air Force.
"12 plays, 65 yards, 7 minutes, and this Commander-in-Chief game is all tied as we head to the 4th quarter. Army 10, Air Force 10. Stick around. Here comes the 4th.
I used to struggle with dandruff, but now I use Head & Shoulders every wash because the active ingredient in Head & Shoulders fights off the microbes that cause dandruff.
We had it one time, I think. We just didn't move it very good. 3 and out. That's not a good recipe for success on offense. And give them credit. They just ran the ball right down the field on us. So we got to get better on both sides, offense and defense, and hopefully the 4th quarter will do that.
Thanks, Coach.
Tiff, to illustrate that, 13.5 minutes of possession for Air Force in that 3rd quarter, just $1.25 for Army.
And kudos to the entire offensive unit for Air Force. You know, after that interception by Zarka, to bounce back like that, super impressive.
Next Saturday, time to get serious on the pitch. The NWSL playoff quarterfinal. Next Saturday, noon Eastern on CBS, and it streams on Paramount+. Lots of games today. If you're just happening by here, this is a Commander-in-Chief game, and we're all tied going into the 4th.
Which is pretty much every Commander-in-Chief game. We're all tied going into the 4th. Hey, it's probably Cale Hellum's time, right? It's probably time for him to run the rock. So far, he's run it 13 times.
Hands off to Bartosh, and he's tripped up there by Roger Jones Jr. Gain of 2.
Bartosh has been their best weapon running the football today. 63 yards on 8 carries. He had that 38-yarder. But it still feels like you watch these games. Look at that ball control. You watch these games when Army really needs to have it, really both teams. It's usually the quarterback run to get that extra blocker. Here they come with the unbalanced line. 3 offensive linemen now to the right of the center. A lot of times they'll come and run back to the weak side to the left if the defense doesn't adjust. Here it is.
Hellum's pitch, short, off the toss, may have the first down along the sideline. He does.
Watch the block from Bartosh, 29 to the right. Watch him come flying there for Jones and just ejects him to the sideline. Bartosh proven he's not just a ball carrier. He will put his face on you as well. That will earn him a lot of street cred with his teammates.
God's power, Wawihe, is in for the 2nd time in the backfield, number 7. Making his Army debut. And this time, he's a little more emphatic and not as tentative, and he's out to the 43-yard line.
These teams put so much time and effort into these games. 75% of their offseason is devoted to this. Everything they do in the weight room is for right here, right now. The 4th quarter of these CIC games. For Army, they didn't win the CIC last year. They won the American, but not the CIC. For Air Force, Peyton Zdroik is the only player that's really gotten playing time in a CIC victory.
Hellum's on a good ball fake, ends up across midfield to the 49-yard line. And you can add a bye week before this game to those 75% of prep.
Hellum's unbelievable story. He was telling us yesterday his older brother Pierce started Ranger School yesterday. Played basketball at Sam Houston State, graduated from Texas A&M, went on a visit Cale at West Point, was so inspired that he enlisted in the U.S. Army and now started Ranger School yesterday. Congratulations to Pierce Helms. That is incredible.
And he didn't have the starting job when the season started, but one of the things that stood out to Jeff Monken was, and he put it this way, and he went back to Bryson Daly for this comparison. The best way to lead an Army team as a quarterback is to be a tough, rugged runner, just like Daly.
I got chills when we talked to him about playing in his first CIC game and why it meant so much. He said, I know a lot of people will be watching. Not only am I representing everyone that's ever been a part of the U.S. Army, but I want the American people watching to have confidence in our future military leaders. Gave me chills.
2nd and 8, and it is Helms' time. He's close to the first down here. Tiff, you've got more.
Yeah, Rich, I'm glad you brought up Bryson Daly, because when we talked to Kel Helms about him, he told us what he learned from watching him. He said, I am a people watcher, and one of the big things that I learned from Daly was just how he led the team and how he was able to inspire them with his play. And certainly he's trying to do that for his team as they try to close out this game, guys.
3rd and super short for Army is either quarterback sneak or quarterback zone. There's the sneak again.
There's the first down again.
Kind of feels like both these defenses are wearing down, doesn't it? Second long drive in a row where the offensive linemen are knocking back the defensive linemen, really, for both teams. Air Force now bringing out a whole new set of fresh defensive linemen up front, because Nick Toth, the defensive play caller, he can see that his guys up front are getting knocked back and they're gassed. He wants some fresh bodies out there, like a hockey line change.
About 4 yards from a field goal target line is Army on this drive. Helms fakes the pitch and then throws to the pitch back. Bartosh to the 30. It's a gain of about 8. Dallas Daly made the stop.
Such a heady play by Helms there. Watch, he's going to fake the pitch to 29 in the backfield. It's a play action pass. He's trying to go downfield. It's not open, so you throw the check down right back to him. Good job by 27 Samari Howard with not getting a block in the back there. Very smart. Just run some interference and get a nice gain. Remember coach was saying one time, Rich, you never go broke taking a profit. What does that mean? If there's an easy completion, give it to the guy. Pick up some positive yardage.
Short in motion. Bartosh on a short toss this time. He's got the first down, and he's down to the 25-yard line. This CBS Monday, your favorite team of FBI agents is back with high stakes and action-packed cases. Don't miss an all-new episode of FBI Monday, 9, 8 Central. 10th play of the drive. And there's 5.5 minutes.
And they're still only at the 25-yard line.
I know. Helms. This time to the 21. Obviously, they're well within Dawson Jones' range for a field goal. Jones hit a 52-yarder.
I think that's a terrific point, Rich. Obviously, Army wants a touchdown here, but they got to at least get 3. And right now, they're the favorite to get a lead here with at least kicking a field goal. So to shorten the game, keep running clock, I think is smart here from the Black Knights.
Nick Toth calling the defensive signals, pacing the sidelines. Hayden Reed's in the backfield. 2nd down and 6. A little mix-up on the handoff, and it's going to cost Army a couple yards and be 3rd down.
You'll see from the right side, Zach Juckle, 48, comes in. I'm not sure why he's unblocked there. Coming from the left side, Juckle gets in there. That's a blitz from Air Force. He read that, and they sent him. That's a big negative yardage play. Now Army a lot more likely to have to throw the ball. If you're Helms, you cannot turn it over and cannot take a sack here.
He's thrown just 1 pick this year. Play action, running out of time, picks his way through the pocket, has the first down to the 10-yard line. Gain of 12.
This is what he does so well. Nobody's open. He doesn't panic. He finds room. Air Force knows that he does this. He tucked it away 12 times against Tulane. They had 22 called passes. He was 7 of 10. He will tuck it away in those situations. Not all first downs are created equal. That one was gigantic.
8-minute drive at the 10. Into the end zone. Cale Helms. What an answer from Army.
Air Force stunned it up front, and Army read it. That was the key to the play. Watch 74, Teddy Williams. Air Force going to stunt those two guys. He reads it and locks in Fletcher. Generelli gets a good cutoff block on the backside, and Helms does the rest. Are you kidding me with that answer of a drive by the Black Knights?
Well, you heard Jeff Monken talking to Tiffany Blackman, admiring Air Force for eating up yards and clock on the ground, and Army turns right around and does it themselves. All hail Cale Helms and Army.
Right now, it's like both teams going back and forth. Can the Falcons hold serve next?
College football on CBS Sports presented by USAA.
At AT&T, we guarantee our network, so you and your team never miss a
question. Andon Thomas, Rich?
Yeah, your first question to the guy who's a finalist for the Campbell Trophy, which is college football's top scholar athlete, was, hey, Andon, what's up with the B+?
He has a 3.98. I wanted to know what happened in that one class.
He's got 9 tackles in the game. Zarka under pressure, has a man in a sliding catch. Flag goes down near the quarterback. Harris with the catch. And let's see if this is roughing the quarterback or maybe a hold.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 99. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play. First down.
What a huge play all the way around. First of all, for Zarka to make that throw under duress like that, and then the sophomore Bossum, who's had such a terrific game, to hit him high like that and cause the penalty. Now look where Air Force is already. They're already at the 44-yard line.
Again, as we noted in the end of that first half, Air Force is very good at the 2-minute drill. Of course, they missed a field goal at the end of that half, and that nice drive didn't provide any points. Quick pitch. And that's Owen Allen trying to cut back, and Army sniffed him out. And at fourth quarter, man, this kid has been dynamite.
Now, some of those numbers, it should be said, it's because Air Force is behind. Sometimes they're behind by multiple scores. The other team's conceding yardage, maybe reluctantly. That's not the case right now. It's a one-score game.
Zarka trying to pitch it out, and he does. Harris gets to the edge and then cuts in. Gavin Shields made the stop. Ball at the 40. This could be third down and about 6. Armed Forces Football is proudly sponsored by the Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card.
If I'm Troy Calhoun, I think I'm telling Mike Deason, the offensive coordinator, you have 2 downs here to get 6 yards. He does not want to punt it back to Army after what they just did on their last offensive drive, running it down your throat, especially being down a touchdown and not just a field goal.
Zarka looking to the right side. He's blasted right at the 40. This is going to be a 4th down and almost 6. If they do go for it, Eric Ford made the stop. Just a key moment here, under 5 minutes left in the game.
Terrific defense there by the Black Knights. I think Air Force was expecting to at least get a few yards there. 4th and 6. This will not be a called run. This will be a called pass. If Zarka doesn't see it, though, he hasn't scrambled much today. Be alert for his legs if nobody's open.
Let's see if Army brings pressure. Play action. Zarka, little screen pass, caught by Frew. Frew's got the first down. Inside the 30, down to the 26. Madison, another tackle, and a big play for Air Force. 13 yards.
They waited for this. You'll see as Frew gets out there, he's going to get a couple nice blocks from the offensive lineman. Showcase play for the big guys down the field. Excellent job by Cooley, the center, to take out the corner. 67 on 7 was the key block right there. What would you say to that, Rich? 6'7".
Yeah, maybe I'd say that. Zarka over the middle, caught by Dawson. And Air Force is rolling and on the doorstep, just short of the 10-yard line.
They brought the corner blitz again, left side of the screen. Here comes the corner blitz. Zarka smartly knows if they're bringing the corner blitz from the left, that means a safety is covering one of my wide receivers to the left. He looks there immediately. Zarka is back in rhythm.
They mark it just outside the 11. Zarka hit as he throws, ball's in the air. I'm not sure if it's a fumble or a throw. Army is on it right now. They say it's a fumble.
They brought the pressure off the edge from Cole Seawright, one of the backup nickelbacks. They've been waiting to call this blitz. We got to see where his hand was as the ball was coming out. Watch Seawright come. Absolutely a fumble. He is not coming forward with possession of the ball. It's absolutely a fumble. It's a terrific call by Army, and Seawright knocks the ball out. That is huge for Army.
And now, place the ring on his finger and repeat after me. I give you this ring as a symbol of my love.
I give you this ring as a symbol of my love.
And pledge to share my USAA membership.
That's the Scoreboard, just the fastest, most reliable network. Ain't that right, Graham? When you compare, there's no comparison. Plain talk, strong signal, nothing better.
On CBS continues next. Big time matchup in the Big Ten. Indiana is number 2. They take on Maryland. And in prime time, Washington State and Oregon State right here on CBS. And it streams on Paramount+. Guess what? The offense is out there. 4th and 2. Maybe to try to draw them offside or maybe to try to end this game.
It absolutely makes sense to at least take a chance of trying to draw them off sides. I would be surprised if they went for this.
Army calls a timeout.
First charge timeout, Army.
Now what?
So I'm a little confused as to why Army called a timeout there, because I think there was still over 20 seconds left on the play clock. Sometimes if you're going to try the hard count, you take it down to 1 second on the play clock and then you use the timeout. The fact that he went ahead and called timeout there makes me think they really might be going for this.
Well, Army's had some big plays, and remember, Cody Worley, their offensive coordinator, said we must get those. They've had them on both defense and on offense.
They certainly have. I mean, the 3 turnovers have been huge. 2 interceptions and then the Seawright strip sack. Army's offense is still out there. They don't have to go for this. They could take a delay of game. But typically when Rendina is back there, 33, that's who they're following.
They're going for it. Helms trips. I don't know that he got it. I think he's short. Oh, wow. There's the spot. He is short. Air Force has the ball with 2:19 left. What a gamble. And what a stop.
And guess who it was? 96, Peyton Zadroik. Are you kidding me? The 5th-year senior nose tackle crawling on his hands and knees to get that big right arm up there and trip up Helms. The only guy that's ever gotten playing time in a CIC victory, no matter what happens, Zadroik will know he left it all out there. That was well blocked. If Zadroik doesn't trip him up, that's a first down.
They are reviewing this, it looks like, for the spot. The officials spotted this ball a good yard shy of the line to gain. Gene Steratore, tough on that angle to see where the knees hit, but what have you seen so far?
I'm doing exactly what you're doing, Rich, because I do believe he posts with his hand and not his elbow or forearm there, and I'm looking for that back leg. If he gets to a place where the football or the arm that has the football in is the first to touch the ground, it's a very close play. I do still think he's a bit short, but much closer if the first body part that puts him down by contact is his left elbow.
You know, it's interesting, Gene, because it looks like all of our angles are from this side, and they're being blocked. So it would seem to me like it'd be hard to overturn it based on the angles we've seen so far.
Boy, it looks
100%, Russ. This might be a shot, but then again, we can't see that right leg, which appears to be would be the body part that would put him officially down. And remember, we have a ruling that he's a yard short, so anything. If we don't find something definitive, we're going to stay with the initial ruling as well.
There's the right hand. He's right hip is down there. His right hip is down before the ball comes down. I don't know how you overturn this.
Original call is short. You need conclusive evidence to overturn it.
I don't think you can overturn that, because watch this angle. At the very end, it looks like he might have gotten there right there, but we know from the other angle that he was down before that.
You know, in that low look across the field, you can see the far side official immediately react to the spot. He's the one that had the spot, and he raced to the spot. They are still watching this. What a huge call in the balance here.
Watch here. Watch. When he's down right there, then the ball comes down. We saw the one angle where his right hip came down, the ball was still in the air.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is upheld. Air Force ball, first and 10.
Wow. The gamble by Army. The opportunity now for Air Force.
Peyton Zdroik, the fifth-year senior, already knows he's going 20 minutes down the road to be part of Space Force. Makes maybe the play of his career if Air Force comes back to win this game. I don't hate the call by Monken because it would have ended the game, and it was very well blocked. Because it would have ended the game. If Zdroik doesn't trip him up, that's a first down.
No timeouts, but they do have the 2-minute timeout coming up. This is Zarka, left side. He's been blasted every time he's carried the football. He's taken a lot of hits, many of them from Colin Madison, who makes that stop. I don't know that they're going to get a snap off before the timeout here.
They're not.
7-point Army lead. Air Force has the ball at the Army 23. Final minutes in this Commander-in-Chief Trophy game coming up. 17-10 Black Knights.
At IHG Hotels
right now.
3 Liam Zarka turnovers, though, for Air Force. 2 picks and a fumble when he was hit on a blitz. 2nd and 7. Zarka on play action, cuts back, creates a gain short of the first down, but he's inside the 18.
Plenty of time right now for Air Force. They don't need to be in a super big hurry. In fact, they want to really try to score a touchdown slowly. That was not very well blocked. Zarka made Fortner miss.
But they do need a first down. 3rd down and 1. Clock's rolling. No timeouts for Air Force. Zarka, end zone! And it's incomplete. Late flag in the end zone.
Man, Air Force went for the touchdown right there on 3rd and short. I wasn't expecting it, and neither was Army. And now there's a heck of a conference going on in the end zone.
Troy Calhoun getting debriefed.
There's multiple flags on the play. There's one in the end zone, and there's one at the 4-yard line.
Pass interference, defense. The foul occurred inside the 2-yard line, so the ball be placed at the 2-yard line with an automatic first down.
So no halfway to the goal when it's inside that yard line. And that was Jaden Mays on the coverage.
Let's take a look. Mays is right here. Oop, clear. Mays is right there, working against Quinn Smith. It's an in-breaking route. He's tugging him a little bit there. Quinn Smith really sold it too, and he got it.
Owen Allen in the backfield. A minute and a half left. Army has 2 timeouts. Air Force is out of them.
Army will use a timeout, or at least should if they get a stop here.
Long count by Zarka. He'll keep it. And he's in! Touchdown! Air Force! The gamble on 4th and 1 didn't work for Army. The result, Air Force in the end zone.
This is just quarterback follow. Terrific block by Owen Allen. That was so well done by the right side of that Falcon offensive line. Air Force kicking the extra point here, which I think is the right decision with this much time remaining.
Snap is good. Kick is good. Game is tied. 1:26 left. Commander-in-Chief trophy games deliver every time.
They really do. I live for this stuff. If you go anywhere right now, you are absolutely crazy.
Treats it this way. These games are so important to these teams.
You can tell, talking with the Air Force players, how much they wanted to win this game for these seniors. They haven't lost 4 straight Commander-in-Chief games since the 70s. To lose a 5th straight would be unthinkable.
Kickoff in the end zone. Now we're going to get a look at Army's 2-minute drill.
Well, they don't throw the ball as well as Air Force does. In fact, they're worst in college football in yards per game and completions per game. But they don't have to make a lot of completions. They just have to make enough on this drive. And they still do have those 2 timeouts. So really plenty of time for Cale Helms and the Army offense.
Now you see the target line, but couch that with what Jeff Monken told us yesterday in the meeting. End of game, he wouldn't mind cranking out to 55 yards with Dawson Jones. He's got a very strong leg. 1st and 10. Little toss there. That's Noah Short, right side. Short gets out of bounds, importantly. Clock will be stopped till the next snap. And here's what we mean by Dawson Jones. This is pregame, no wind, 62 yards. So keep that in your back pocket.
That's a heck of a first down for Army to get 10 yards and get out of bounds, keep those timeouts. It was a safe play call where they're trading the offensive tackle from the right side to the left.
Short's in motion. Helms going that way. Long pitch. Short has it, and he gets out of bounds. Roger Jones Jr., not a big gain, but not a lot of time off the clock.
Kind of like the way Army's playing this so far, because obviously they want to get down there and score points, but they don't want to just have 3 straight incompletions, Rich, and give the ball back to Air Force with what they've seen from Air Force's offense. Army wants to get down there, but they want to take a little bit of time off the clock in doing so.
Briggs Bartosh behind Helms. 2nd and 7. Bartosh, right side, fights for more yardage, gets to the 41. Clock's rolling down. Army has 2 timeouts, won't use it here.
Remember, Air Force out of timeouts. Army's not going to use a timeout until they get another first down. Look for quarterback zone here.
Right side. I think he stopped short again.
He is, and the clock's moving.
So that's at the 44-yard line. Remember, they went for it on 4th and 1. in their own territory and blew up in their face.
Another decision time for Monken. He's going for it. This is almost always quarterback sneak when it's this close.
35 seconds left. Yes, has the first down. Got it at the 46.
That stops the clock as they reset the chains. Army has to get on the football and be ready to call a play, although Monken now is going to call timeout to take a breather and talk this thing over.
I think we need a breather. 32 seconds left in this. 17-17. Army on the move, but a ways away from the target line for that young man, Dawson Jones. Monken said 55, end of game. We just saw him hit a 62-yarder from warm-ups. He's 21 yards away from the 33. And that would be about a 50 or a 51-yarder.
I think ideally, if you're Army there, you wouldn't have used the timeout. And you still have two, but I think he feels confident with still having that timeout that they can get those 20 yards in 30 seconds with the one timeout and at least get a field goal attempt off.
Down to one timeout left for Army. 32 seconds left. Hellam's going to throw it. Going to throw it deep. That's for Anderson, and he's got it! Oh my goodness! Brady Anderson got open. Helms hits him, and Army is set up for a game-winning field goal.
Unbelievable. They fake the run action and get behind him with a deep post.
That young secondary for Air Force, Helms is stopped. They've been starting freshmen, true freshmen, and sophomores all year, and it's hurt him in just about every game. What a throw by Helms.
Are you kidding me? Let's take a look at what happened. Brady Anderson is right there in the slot. He's just going to run a deep post, and he's matched up against the true freshman Mustell. Mustell was thinking out-breaking route because of the clock. He hit him with the deep post, and Helms made the throw of his life.
Known for his running.
Everybody, including me, was thinking that Army was trying to get 20 yards. Just 20 yards to get a field goal attempt, including Air Force's defense. They were thinking 15 or 20 yards and an outbreaking route. Instead, Army went with the deep post, knowing they had the timeout. Unbelievable.
Remember, Dawson Jones has missed some field goals this year, but in this range, he's 2 of 2. This is from 27 yards. This is for the ball game. Snap's good. Kick up. Good! Army wins it! Cale Helms and Army. What a roller coaster over the last 2.5 minutes. The fourth down that didn't work. The touchdown by Air Force. And Helms, the deep ball. What a great moment that is.
Man, that is everything. That emotion, that passion right there, that is what it's all about.
No miss there, and no close loss for Army. And another tough defeat for Air Force.
Just a perfect throw to his sophomore receiver on the deep post.
Let's go down to Tiffany Blackman. Tiff.
Coach Monken, I saw you embrace your quarterback and Cale Helms. Tell me about that play call that you had to set up the game-winning field goal with that pass to Brady Anderson.
He had overthrown the post route a couple of times. Pardon me, I'm out of breath. And just overthrew it. We got one up with a PI, and he overthrew another one to Noah. And when we needed it, man, he made a great throw. And Brady did a great job getting on top. It's hard to do that in that situation, and when they know we got to get a field goal. And, man, I'm just so proud of the effort. The guys just kept fighting.
You said this was a bloodbath. These CIC games never disappoint. You haven't won here in quite some time, almost 10 years, Coach. What does this moment feel like to do it with this team?
Well, we hadn't played here since 2019, so we let that one get away from us. I'm glad we came back and answered the call this time around.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thanks a lot. Beat Navy.
The alma mater is such a great tradition, but you want to sing second, and that's what Army gets to do.
Rich, you just can't pay for the feeling those guys have right now. That is what it's all about.
Next in their sights, Navy. And of course, the Army-Navy game, the 126th play, is on CBS Saturday, December 13th. It's in Baltimore this year. Don't you miss it. For Ross Tucker, Tiffany Blackman, Gene Steratore, our entire CBS crew, I'm Rich Waltz saying so long from Colorado Springs. Army wins it. After these messages, back to Adam Zucker in New York for the State Farm College Football Today.
The FedEx Cup Ball is here.
There's so much to play for. He's making a statement.